WyoPreps.com, David Settle here, and back again. Our Game of the Week feature here. We always try and divide it up small school, big school. And I know for you fans out there, I didn't put together a poll here getting ready for week one because, well, we're going to have some 1 versus 2 showdowns. And one of them happens Saturday in 6-man in bags, and I will be there to cover this game. So I'm looking forward to that. Always good to visit with my friend, the head coach of the Snake River Rattlers, Jack Cobb. And Jack, I appreciate you taking a few minutes. Well, here we are. You ended the season against these guys. You're beginning the next season against these guys. That's a little bit of a, I don't even know what the phrase I'm thinking of, but it's a little ironic, isn't it, that you're going to see Burlington first game out the chutes here in 2024.
Yeah, and right in the middle of it, we went to Nebraska and coached together in Nebraska, and Trent and I and Coach Sam and his coaches, uh, we know each other pretty good. So, uh,
Well, obviously, a tough loss in the championship by just 3 points last year. They had a big defensive stand as you guys were trying to march late in that game. Now it's wipe the slate clean. What is Little Snake River about here in 2024?
you know, we have definitely lost some good players, but we have a tremendous senior class that came back and um, good, bad, and indifferent. I mean, I never ever want to lose a game, but sometimes it helps you get refocused and understand the little things. And so that's what I'm hoping, the seniors kind of get out of that is nothing's a given. And we always talk about that, but until you feel that loss, you can't simulate it. And so I'm hoping that seniors, get a little bit more urgency and figure out what it's going to take to get back to Laramie, and it just happens to be against Burlington right off the bat. So that's going to be an interesting one. Non-conference games are in the big scheme of things. It's just a game, but both Burlington and us know that it's not just a game. I mean, so it's going to be a fun one. I mean, the boys play hard, they play respectful, so it just should be just a fun, good game, 1 against 2, and kind of see where we each are at the beginning of football this year.
What did you learn about yourselves in scrimmage action recently?
I we're not going to be as physical. I mean, we lost some size last year with Isaiah and Seth, just some physical. But I think we might balance that a little bit more with athletic ability. Um, and we're going to be really heavy at the top end, juniors and seniors, which is kind of different for us. Most time we've been kind of spread out, but we're going to be more top heavy at the top. So I think that should help us early in the season. We got some younger kids that's really going to add to it, but really it's going to be on the backs of our juniors and seniors to kind of get us rolling. And I'm hoping our good summer camp that we went to kind of gets us ready for, a tough matchup with Burlington week 1.
Speaking of the Huskies, what do you kind of anticipate out of Trent's bunch, knowing them so well?
You know, they just they are physical. We found that out last year in the championship game compared to the year before that when we played them in the championship game. They got a lot more physical. I expect that same type of mentality. They graduated good players like we did, but they bring back a lot of good players and a lot of size, and so I think they're going to bring that mentality of power football down. And it's kind of funny how things kind of change around over the years in football and what teams kind of go through and how you have to adjust with the athletes you have. And Trent's figured that out, and he has more size now than he did a few years ago. And so I expect him to be more of a power team and line up and just try to just run through us. And it'll be interesting to see how we both match up with each other.
Well, Jack, that's all I need. I wish you best of luck Saturday. 1 o'clock's the kickoff there in bags, and we'll catch you Saturday afternoon.
Sounds good. Looking forward to it, and be good to see you.
David Settle here, and we continue our conversation for our small school game of the week here at WyoPreps.com, and it takes us to Class 1A 6-man And we continue the conversation this time with the top-ranked Burlington Huskies. And head coach Trent Aagard joins me. And Trent, obviously, first game out the box, but a little unusual in the fact that you ended the year against the Rattlers. You coached with Jack a little bit in the summertime, and here you are beginning this season with the Rattlers. And so I guess it comes full circle a little bit for you.
Yeah, it really does. Seems like us and Little Snake are really tied together right now. So it'll be good to see them again.
Talk a little bit about how preparation for the season's gone, particularly, coming off of some scrimmage action last week and what you've seen out of your team building up to the season opener.
Um, you know, uh, we're still we're still just trying to work really hard. We brought a lot of kids back that kind of know the system, but that doesn't mean you have everything all together. So we're it's that scrimmage was good for us. We saw some stuff that we really wanted to try to share up before week one game. So gives us something really to work on this week. And yeah, we're just watching the game last year from the state championship game last year. That was two teams that were both really prepared to play and played hard, and it was just a dogfight the whole time. And um, obviously, we're not there yet this year, and I doubt Little Snake feels there yet. So we're both just really trying to get together with who we got and come and see what we got together.
Speaking of that, how would you kind of describe your bunch this year in terms of, coming off what you saw in the scrimmage, in terms of, maybe some steps here early on that you got to take?
It just kind of gets back to the basics. We have probably a few new kids running the ball than we've had before, and they got to kind of develop that timing and understanding of blocks. And we got a few kids on the line that are playing a little more than they have in the past, and they just kind of got to understand what it takes to make a good block. And it's just kind of a learning for some of these kids who've maybe played quite a bit but haven't really had that mantle of having to really carry the load. And it's always interesting to see that shift when some of them have to do that and watch them grow and learn through that. So that's kind of where we're at.
Where are you at in terms of, and I know it's a new season and you want to start 0-0, but everybody knows you're the defending champ. So you do kind of have to carry that mantle everywhere you go this year. How is the team dealing with that early on?
Um, I think they're doing all right with it. I think, um, yeah, we're just trying to take it one game at a time. That's all you can do. And um, I think we know that we're going to get a lot of teams' best effort to come out and see where they measure up and try to knock us off. And we just got to prepare for it like we do any other game or any other year, just one game at a time, and prepare for that team as best we possibly can. And then let the chips fall where they can, where they may.
All right, talk a little bit about Little Snake. What do you kind of expect out of Jack's bunch coming up Saturday afternoon?
They're always a well-coached crew. They like to be physical and hard nosed, and they really try to wear a team out. And I don't expect anything different from them. They bring Bridger Cousins back. He's a heck of a running back. I know they lost a few, but everybody loses a few every year. But they'll have a solid crew, and they'll have a bunch of kids that want to go out there and make you earn it. And it'll be a fight the whole game, I think.
Obviously, I don't want you to give away your game plan or anything like that, but what are some things you stressed to your team this week and before that game in terms of this is what it's going to take to win a game like this early in the season?
Yeah, and it's a tough one to have early in the season because you're still ironing out kinks a little bit, but we got to try to play as clean as we possibly can, take care of the ball, and really try to be assignment sound on both offense and defense. And I think that's what we got to look for is whoever executes the best and takes care of the ball, I think is probably going to be the team that wins it this weekend.
Well, I guess in the end, you're going to know where you stand, kind of
Yeah,
six man. So good or bad, you're going to kind of know what you need to work on, right?
yeah, yeah. We'll know where we're at, and I don't know who'll have the leg up, the team that wins, the team that loses this time of year. Sometimes it can make you be a little complacent if you do too well early, and if you lose, it makes you hungry and work a little harder. So I don't know who who wins or loses.
Well, Trent, thanks so much for the time. I greatly appreciate it. Wish you best of luck, and we'll see you on Saturday.
All right, thank you, David.